Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Pokemon theory. The idea for this came when I got in a bit of an argument about how many trial captains there would be. So, I'm sorry if this is going to be a bit weird. Basically, my computer is down here, so I'm probably going to be looking like this a lot of the time. I am going to try and add some visuals, maybe, but yeah, so enjoy. Firstly, I'm going to attempt to disprove what other people said, just because I feel like that might give me a bit more ground or something. I don't know, but okay, so the two options I heard were 16 in total, or 4 per island, and 18 in total, 1 per type. And in order to disprove these, we need to pay attention to the map. So let's take a look at Baile Island. It looks like at most there are 3 towns on this island. You can see the large city-like town here, a slightly smaller, more rural town here, and although I wouldn't call it a town by any normal standards, there seems to be a camp of some sort up here. And these two places are not part of a town in my opinion. It looks like one of them could be the training school or, something, and the other one is literally just a house. And in the whole of Pokemon I can't think of a single time we've had a house. Just like one house would be a town. I mean, Pokemon Town's small. Look at Pallet Town in the games. That's 4 houses. But, it's 4, not 1. Also remember this volcano, because it's going to be important later-ish. So, by the looks of it, Baile is the smallest island. Now, let's look back at Baile. Where would 4 trial captains be on this island? You couldn't go half a step without running into one of them. Also remember, since this is the starting island, you have to, as well as all that, get your starter Pokemon, get your Pokedex, battle your rival, all that kind of stuff. That's plus 4 trial captains and a totem Pokemon and a Kahuna. That is not going to fit on one island. I mean, in my opinion, there are 3 places a trial captain could be. In the volcano, over here. In this town here. And in the forest here. Something to remember is that there is also a totem Pokemon and Kahunas. If there were 2 other bosses on each island, as well as the 4 trial captains, it would be ridiculous. That would be like 6, cutscenes and planned battles per island, as well as, long grass and stuff. That would be insane. We already know that you fight Hala up here, which is how we know that there isn't a trial captain there. And some people that have said that Captain Mallow must be on Baile Island because of the forest. But I doubt you would have to go past the Kahuna place to fight her. I think that would just be a bit strange. That would be like if you had to go past the Elite Four to fight the first gym leader. And I know that you sort of do, but I mean if you actually went past the Elite Four building to do it. So, we know that she is situated in a forest. That's pretty obvious from the trailer. Many people have said that no other forest is big enough. But looking at it, there seems to be a large enough forest on every island. Not all of them could have Mallow in. For instance, on the biggest island down here. I don't think she could be there, just because of how the map works and camera angles and stuff. But, looking at the trailer, Mallow looks like she is in a dense forest, or, in my opinion, a bit like Ramosa's gym in X and Y. So she could be in this tree right here. So I'm going to say that Mallow is either on Baile or this island here, based off the tree. The hardest trial captain to place is Captain Sophocles, so we're going to get him next. We didn't see much of where he was standing in the trailer, but wherever he is inside, by the looks of it. Seeing that where he is looks a bit like an observatory, and assuming that he is on the man-made island, I would place him on, assuming that he isn't on the man-made island, because I feel like that might be an Elite Four, although it is possible he could be there. So, I would place him on Baile in the volcano here. On the volcano here, sorry. This is because of where the Hawaii Observatory is. Since I believe there are only 4 trial captains, that would place Mallow on this island, in my opinion, here. Now we have Captain Kaioway. Captain K. We're going to call him Captain Crunch. So, it is very easy to place him here. Some people said he would be on Melee because of the volcano, but looking at the trailer, the area looks exactly like here. Not least because of the smoke. I heard people saying that Marlo, Kaioway, and Lana would all have to be on Akala because of reasons and stuff, but that is completely false. I've already said where I thought Marlo would be, and there's so much evidence that Lana is on a different island. Now, it just... I mean, seriously, I don't understand how people can say that Marla has to be on Akala. Because, right, first things first, look at the camera angles. Look at where Lana is in the trailer, and look at the bottom island in the southeastern region of the region. So, based on the camera angle and what the area looks like, I would place Lana down here. This makes sense because I don't think you'll be able to surf between the islands, because that would just be so much space. So, we see that Lana's trial involves surfing in an area of open water, and because of that, it would make a lot more sense for her to be down here, because this is the largest area of water that, in my opinion, you can surf on in the whole game, by the looks of it. Where the island contains yeah. Now, why do I think there will only be 4 trial captains? So, firstly, if, like, that would, with the totem Pokemon, and, like, you know, the Kahunas, and the trial captains, that's a total of, like, 12 battles per. That's, like, 12 sort of total battles, which makes sense, because that's about the same amount of, sort of, gym leaders in Elite Four together. I mean, obviously there's not champion, but, you know. So, it's also because of the Pokemon. So, even if you don't battle them, it's obvious that the trial captains will have Pokemon, whether they're shown in the anime, or in the games, or whatever. It's, you know, it's the Pokemon world. You wouldn't be an authority figure without Pokemon. So, yes. We already know that Kaioway has a Marowak. Obviously, the Alolan Marowak is his speciality type, which is fire. So that makes sense for him to have an Alolan Marowak. And the first point, well, sort of the second point, I don't know, however you want to say it, about there only being 4 trial captains, is that they are fire, water, grass, and electric. Just think about that. Fire, water, grass, and electric. The Kanto starters. Does that not make sense for them each to... To me, that makes a lot of sense, to just be 4 being fire, water, grass, and electric for Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu. I mean, I could say, yeah, Eevee, sort of, because Eevee is technically a Kanto starter, but that is besides the point entirely. So, it just seems to make sense to me that there are only 4 trial captains. And next, we have 4 Oricorio styles. 1 for each island. So, 2 of these types line up with the already revealed trial captains. However, I don't believe either of them belong to their respective types. And why is that? Because assuming that Kaioway does have an Alolan Marowak, wouldn't it make sense, since Alolan Marowak is Fire and Ghost, for him to have the Sensu style Oricorio? Since Ghost doesn't really fit in with any of the other types, it would make sense to me for Kaioway to have the Sensu style Oricorio. Nextly, I believe Sophocles will have the Pau, I'm sorry, I'm butchering all these names, style Oricorio. This is because Alolan Raichu is Electric and Psychic. I know it seems odd, giving the wrong type to the true tile captains who do specialise in a type of Oricorio, but the reason is that the other two types, in my opinion, don't fit in too well with the other two trial captains. So, right. Although it is entirely possible that Kiawe will get the Baile style, Oricorio and Sophocles will get the Pom-Pom style because they're electric and fire. I just don't see it. They don't fit in with, from their personalities, they don't fit in with what we've seen. And why? Yeah, because of the personality and stuff, and the art, and how we've seen them, I think Captain Mallow will get the Pom-Pom style Oricorio, and this sort of makes sense, because electric is strong against water, which would mean if you do fight Mallow at all, you know, and you had Poplio, it would be especially hard, and that also sort of makes sense against the 3 starter types. So, yeah, this would leave Lana with the Baile style Oricorio. There's not much evidence to support this, apart from the fact that especially if 2 of the trial captains did have a type Oricorio, it would make sense for the other 2 to have them as well. And the only thing I can really think of is that the fire or Baile style Oricorio would be a good counter against anyone expecting to fight and beat Lana with a grass type Pokemon. I know that they're not like that, because, you know, they're not fighting like gym leaders, but I don't know, that's what I think. And yeah, it's still a possibility you will battle them, and I think that would be interesting, if to get like their respect or whatever you get from winning them, you have to, or to earn the right to fight them, you have to do their trial, which makes sense to me. Sort of like how for the Kahunas, we already know that you have to beat all 4 trial captains, I think, or like the trial captain on the island or something. But, right, more evidence to support only 4 trial captains is the Orange Islands. There were 4 gym leaders on the Orange Islands, and a lot of people have been saying how these games are sort of the Orange Island games of Pokemon that we've been asking for so long now. I mean, you know, like, we've been asking for it for almost 20 years, so, yeah. I know the large parts of this was speculation, but I find that it just makes sense as a theory. It is also possible that Kahunas will have Oricorio instead. I just think that as a part of the game, it would make sense for 1 trainer on each island to use them. I know that I didn't link Mallow or Lana to an Alolan form Pokemon or a type Oricorio, but as a last leak, if the Chinese leaks turn out to be true, which there is some slight evidence of, then Alolan, Arcanine and Growlithe would be water type, suiting Lana, and if they doubled as fire and water, which I could definitely see as sort of another steam Pokemon, a bit like Volcanion, it could be a possible link to Baile style Oricorio. If you have any questions or evidence to prove or deny this theory, make sure to leave a comment. I promise I will reply. As long as I can. You know, like, as long as I have a reply and stuff. If you think there will only be 4 trial captains, make sure to leave a like. And if you think I got the location of them right, make sure to share the video with all your friends. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of the theory. And, bye.